Y'all, you probably think the Toronto Blue Jays are done for after that heartbreaking 3-1 loss in Game 6, but hold up. George Springer just delivered a monster 2-hit performance in his return from injury, and Blue Jays Nation, can you believe this bombshell? We're hours away from Game 7 of the World Series at Rogers Center, and today, we revealed a move that could redefine Toronto baseball forever. Springer's clutch hitting when it matters most has the whole baseball world buzzing. This ain't just any comeback story, folks. We're talking about a legend who hit the pennant-clinching bomb against Seattle, and now he's healthy and locked in for the biggest game in franchise history since 1993. If you believe the Blue Jays can rise from the ashes and make history again, stay tuned, hit the like button, and subscribe to be part of the comeback. Let me paint you the picture of where we stand right now. The Blue Jays just battled through the most intense World Series run since Joe Carter's walk-off magic in '93. We're tied 3-3 with the Los Angeles Dodgers after that gut-wrenching Game 6 defeat at Rogers Center. But here's what the mainstream media ain't telling you about George Springer's return. This man was dealing with side discomfort that had him sidelined for 3 crucial days. 3 days during the World Series. And John Schneider made the gutsy call to throw him right back into the leadoff spot for Game 6. The numbers don't lie, folks. Springer went 2 for 4 with an RBI against Dodgers, pitching that's been absolutely dominant this October. His 884 OPS this postseason with 4 homers speaks volumes, but that 3-run bomb against Seattle in Game 7 of the ALCS, that's the stuff legends are made of. That swing gave us the pennant and sent us to this World Series dream scenario. But wait, there's a twist coming that'll flip the script on everything. While everyone's focused on Springer's heroics, the real drama is brewing behind the scenes. Manager John Schneider admitted they were willing to give Springer the benefit of the doubt because of the magnitude of today's Game 7. Think about that pressure for a second. You're managing in the World Series, your star player is hurt, and you're rolling the dice on his health for one final shot at glory. The Blue Jays won Games 4 and 5 without Springer in the lineup, proving this team has the depth and heart to compete with anybody. But having him back for Game 7, that's a different beast entirely. This is the same George Springer who delivered clutch hits throughout his career, including those World Series runs with Houston. The man knows how to perform when the lights are brightest. Now, here's where it gets interesting about today's matchup. The Dodgers made their own strategic moves in Game 6 that we need to break down. Dave Roberts inserted Miguel Rojas at second base for his first start of the series, shifting Tommy Edman to center field and benching Andy Pages for the second straight game. Roberts called Rojas a glue guy who brings extra intensity and energy. That's manager speak for we need veteran leadership in a pressure cooker. But here's the kicker about the Dodgers lineup shuffle. They moved slumping Mookie Betts from second to cleanup, and he responded with 2 RBIs in their 3-1 victory. Will Smith got bumped to the number 2 hole behind Shohei Ohtani and ahead of Freddie Freeman. These aren't random moves, folks. Roberts is playing chess while the baseball world watches checkers. Before we continue, smash that like if you bleed blue and white and believe in World Series magic. But here's the bombshell that's got insiders buzzing about today's Game 7. The psychological edge might actually favor the Blue Jays heading into tonight's winner-take-all showdown. Think about it. We're at Rogers Center, 50,000 screaming fans in blue and white with nothing to lose and everything to gain. The pressure's on the Dodgers to close it out after having multiple chances to put us away. They had Game 6 at our house and couldn't deliver the knockout punch cleanly. Springer's return adds another layer of intrigue to John Schneider's lineup decisions for Game 7. The man's been our most consistent postseason performer, and having him healthy and locked in at the top of the order changes everything about our approach against Dodgers pitching. Remember, this is the same lineup that scratched and clawed their way through the Mariners series when everyone counted us out. The rotation battle for Game 7 is where things get absolutely fascinating. Both teams are going all in with their ace starters, and the bullpen management will be crucial in the late innings. We've seen how both clubs have pushed their relievers to the limit throughout this series. Tonight's game could come down to who has the fresher arms and the better execution in high-leverage situations. Here's what's really got me fired up about our chances tonight. The Blue Jays have shown incredible resilience throughout this entire postseason run. We bounced back from a 3-1 deficit against Seattle to win the ALCS in 7 games. We've already proven we can win elimination games on the biggest stage. That championship experience and clutch gene runs deep in this clubhouse. The offensive adjustments we've made throughout this World Series have been impressive to watch. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been our anchor in the middle of the lineup, and having Springer back gives us that veteran presence at the top of the order that can set the tone early. The chemistry between these guys has been building all season long, and it's peaking at exactly the right moment. John Schneider's managing has been absolutely brilliant throughout this October run. His bullpen decisions, lineup construction, and in-game adjustments have given us every opportunity to succeed. The fact that he was willing to roll with Springer despite the injury concerns shows the trust and communication within this organization. That's championship-level decision-making under pressure. Now, here's where it gets interesting about the fan energy and home field advantage. Schneider joked before Game 6 about spending last Halloween giving out candy in his neighbor's driveway with a beer. Tonight he's managing Game 7 of the World Series at Rogers Center. That's the kind of surreal moment that defines careers and franchises forever. The momentum shifts we've seen throughout this series have been absolutely wild to track. Both teams have had their moments of dominance, but neither club has been able to put together that decisive knockout punch. That sets up perfectly for a Game 7 classic where anything can happen in 9 innings of winner-take-all baseball. Blue Jays fans, comment your city below, and let's map out just how far Jays Nation spreads across Canada and show everyone we're the country's team with the loudest fans. The support from coast to coast has been incredible throughout this playoff run. Looking ahead to tonight's game, the key matchups will be absolutely crucial in determining who hoists the Commissioner's Trophy. Our starting pitching has to give us length and keep us in striking distance. The middle of our lineup needs to capitalize on scoring opportunities when they present themselves, and our bullpen has to execute in those high-leverage, late-inning situations. The historical significance of tonight's Game 7 cannot be overstated for Blue Jays fans everywhere. We're talking about the first World Series championship since those magical back-to-back titles in 1992 and 1993. An entire generation of fans has grown up waiting for this moment. Tonight could be the night that changes everything for this franchise and this city. So here's my bottom line for tonight's winner-take-all showdown. George Springer's return to health gives us that missing piece we needed for a complete lineup. The home crowd at Rogers Center will be absolutely electric from the first pitch. And this Blue Jays team has shown all season long they have the heart, talent, and clutch gene to compete with anybody in baseball. The question isn't whether we can win Game 7. The question is whether we're ready to embrace our destiny and bring that World Series trophy back to Toronto where it belongs. Who do you think delivers the biggest hit for the Blue Jays in tonight's Game 7? Drop your predictions in the comments below, smash that subscribe button, and let's ride this emotional roller coaster together as Blue Jays Nation.